Hey there, Ryan Dossey, and in today's YouTube video, we're gonna walk you through how to make sure your flips sell fast, at a premium, and potentially even with bidding wars rolling into 2025. Let's dive right in. So I'm going to link to that previous YouTube video we did walking you guys through how to find flippers in your market if you're wholesaling or looking for people to potentially invest with, partner with, network with, etc. And in this video, I want to address why I think a lot of people are having a bit of a rough go right now at flipping houses, even why a few of ours didn't quite go according to plan. I've been in real estate investing now for 10 years, and I've seen the landscape change quite a bit. When I first started out back in 2014, it was almost pretty easy to get a deal, but then a little bit harder to sell it. You had to pitch the opportunity and paint the picture and really sell the vision. Fast forward to 2020, 2021, when rates were at 2%, if it was a house and it was for the most part not falling over, you could sell it at a premium. It got really hard to find deals, but it got really easy to sell them. Now we're kind of in this funk that it's either or depending on the person. They either want what they could have got for the place when it had dirt cheap rates, or they're super reasonable and it might take you a little bit more work to sell it to an end buyer on the back end, or even a retail buyer if you're flipping the place. Let me show you a little bit about what I mean. Now, I want to be careful here. I've used my own projects in the past. I'm going to pull some up live. If anybody I call out sees this, take it more as constructive feedback than just being roasted. So I'm just going to scroll down until I see a place that has some pictures on it. And then we'll pull up and look at the pictures on that particular deal. All right, we're going to do this one here. Shout out to my previous video. This definitely works. The LLC is literally K Rory Flips LLC. I think they might be flippers, guys. So looking at this place and just kind of flipping through these pictures. First off, not terrible. Ideally, I would have taken these at golden hour, so it's sunsetty and a little bit prettier. This is exactly what I was looking for, though. When I get to the inside, it's kind of this gray and white, budget Home Depot lighting finish. This is a very common flip looking house. Looks like the solid surface or Formica countertops, stove doesn't match the things, right? I don't know about you, but I'm not oh gosh, I want to call this home, right? And this is what I'm seeing with tons and tons and tons of flips, my places included. It's that we're operating almost like rates are 2%. And if it's a solid house, well put together, it's just going to fly. That's really not the case. We have to make somebody want to call this place home. It's like marketing 101 of we want to invoke that sense of desire. The, landlord dark tan and white Craigslist rental trim, it's just not doing it for folks anymore. Neither is agreeable gray, which I'm guilty of. So back when rates were super low, we internally had the conversation of okay, at some point, the music's gonna stop. We're going to struggle to find a chair. Rates are going to go up, and what's going to be harder to sell? It's going to be the more expensive price point stuff. So we shifted most of our focus towards going after starter and blue collar type homes. A rate of 5% or 7% even on a 150K house is very different than on 1.5 million, right? That's why I've had several videos of despite the market changing, we haven't lost on a deal yet because of the market. We've lost on deals in the past because of our own bad decisions or things we missed in due diligence, but I haven't been victimized by rates changing because we knew at some point logically this can't stay the same. Well, a similar pivot we're making now is realizing this quality of design and finish level is not sustainable. Nobody wants to buy a house that it looks like somebody did the bare minimum to, put very little, if any, love into it and tried to slap it back on the market to make as much money as possible. That might work if you're trying to sell the property to a landlord or something, but is much less likely to work if you're trying to sell the home to a family or to an owner-occupant. Internally in our own office, we realized, like, guys, the quality of design, the attention to details, the creativity that's going into our places kind of sucks. Like, while we might have been providing a great product with like brand new roofs and HVAC systems, we weren't really giving anybody like the warm and fuzzies when it came to sex appeal on any of our places. When I look back at even my own like showing feedback, it's things like, wow, we really loved like the reclaimed woodwork exposed shelving. Nobody has been like, great paint choices, or like, I loved that you used like the boob light from Home Depot that everybody else uses in their low-end rentals. Like, we're not getting that kind of feedback. So we reached out to our friends at Ivory Home, and we decided basically from Q4 onward, we want all of our places to have a little bit more design and love thought put into them from the get-go. Now, I met these folks through CCF. One of our members actually had sworn by them. They did a fantastic group call for us over a year ago, and we've just kind of kept in touch. So the guys at Ivory Home are real estate investors. They do beautiful projects. I'm pretty sure this slideshow that we're currently like sitting through are some of their places. And the thing that I love is they have like pre-designed packages, and I'm going to show you guys what one of these is and even give it to you if you want it. And then the other thing they do is like custom. So if you go through like their pre-designed packages and just, you know, none of these are calling it for you. Like, you want something special for your place, you can reach out to them to do like a custom deal. Now, one thing I do want to note, they do landlord packages that I think are fantastic. It's way better than like the tan and white trim that most folks are doing. And then they'll also do like custom where like they FaceTime walk you through a project and show you exactly what to do with it. I got their permission to walk you guys through what one of their pre-designed packages looks like. The one they shared that I could share with you guys is their coastal version. So this is what the kitchen would look like. Way better than the kitchens that I've historically put in. This is what the primary bathroom would look like. And this is what the living room would look like. These are obviously all 3D renderings. Now, what you get from them is pretty much idiot proof, which I absolutely love. So you have kind of these cheat sheets of what you should kind of do in each area. So siding, shutters, deck, roof, stain, front door, knobs, all the way down to like what sort of hardware you want, what kind of flooring, what kind of baseboards, molding, switches, what sort of lighting you should be putting in rooms, fans, all the way down to kitchen sinks, cabinet style, backsplash, right? Makes it like pretty idiot proof for somebody like me. I'm not a designer by any stretch of the imagination. I think I've lovingly said on YouTube dozens of times I can barely dress myself, let alone pick out this kind of stuff for a house. It's actually one thing I love about my current primary. The folks we bought it from did clearly have a designer involved in the process. So while this is handy, like, okay, cool, I've got some inspiration ideas from that, where the real money comes in is in the spreadsheets that they include with it. Literally every item in their plan is linked to where to get it, colors, finishes, down to like light bulbs. So, okay, in the living room, what should my ceiling fan be? Can literally click, boom, there's my ceiling fan. If I get to plumbing, right? All right, I'm in my primary bath. What faucets should I use? Boom. Literally linked to just at Lowe's. Like, literally just go through, buy the stuff, have it delivered. Fantastic. Like, I'm not putting this kind of thought process into my own projects without help from these folks, if I'm just being blunt. Appliances, like, here's the appliance package, here's what they are, links for them, what the cost is. And it goes through the entire house like this, down to paint and stain, right? What colors are you using? I'm going to show you guys a before and after. I'll throw up on screen of one of our guys in CCF did one of his places in colors they recommended. He was like, oh my gosh, what do I do with the place? We shared them as a resource in CCF, and this is the before and after of one of his. Shout out to Dylan Thomas on that. But down to like what kind of paint, what kind of sheen, like just fantastically idiot proof, which is what I know I need. Exterior. And then you can go through and add up what everything costs. So you can punch in the counts that you need quantity wise of that. So incredible resource for the design challenged, we'll call it. Now, while I do highly recommend the folks at Ivory Home, we're personally using them on our own stuff and inside of Sold Fast, you don't have to use them. You could totally find a like local interior designer and ask them to go do something like this for you. I don't know that it's going to be as good or as comprehensive because these guys are investors. They kind of know how all this stuff works. But really, I think the call here is let's provide affordable property. So like price it in the median, but make the conditions sexier than anything else you're competing with. And that's how you get this stuff to sell fast. In a down market, you can make properties fly off the shelf by invoking that sense of desire or home out of folks that are walking through it by adding things like maybe bougier touches in a place that's more affordable, like waterfall showers or under cabinet lighting, for instance. So much of real estate investing the past 10 years has been focused on buy right and sell for as much as you can. And I feel like we've done kind of a poor job of leaving out all of that stuff in the middle. Like, what does your project look like? What does it feel like? What's the quality of work? Is that something you're proud of? If you want your properties to sell quickly, set record comps, and even get bidding wars, they've got to be better than what your competition is offering. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch today. Again, my name was Ryan Dossey. If you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe. We'll talk to you guys next time.